Okay, I made over $800,000 last month with Shopify Dropshipping, and today I'm gonna give you a full case study on how I did it, as well as a full course on how you can do the same. Of course, all for completely free. I will literally teach you the exact system that I use to get this store up and running, and I even brought the whiteboard. So it's kind of like we're back to school. The only difference is your business teacher drives a Toyota and has never even attempted to create a company, and I drive a Lambo and make millions a year with e-com. And just to show you guys that I actually know what I'm talking about, as you can see, we're only 6 days into October and we're already made over $140,000. If we go though and put it to last month, which is September, you can see that we did a little bit over $800,000 in sales. So it's pretty good. Now, step number one. Now, the first thing I did with this store is I found a product that fit the criteria. So what you should do is to find a product that's already performing well using Instagram Reels or TikTok, where you can see the engagement. And before I show you the entire system, let me show you how I find products real quick. My favorite method of finding products right now is actually on the Instagram Reels section. You simply just come over to Instagram, you go down here on Reels, and if you start scrolling, you're gonna encounter so many crazy winning products. This one, for example, has 300,000 likes, so there's clearly a demand for the product. And if we go down the comment section, we can see that people say they need this. Tons of people absolutely loving the product. But what it is just an oversized hoodie for the winter that actually keeps you warm. But if we keep scrolling, we're gonna encounter so many more good products. This mushroom humidifier too has been super trendy. Here we got another one for cats. In my opinion, this is a really unique product that actually solves a problem and makes your life easier. The next thing we do is we head over to our phone and we go to the search tab and we search up keywords of the product to see if other people are selling it. And if we see that there's 10, 20 different stores pushing the product, it most likely is dead. We want to be in the sweet spot where only 2 to 3 people are actively running it, so that it's easy for us to get content from them, but not so saturated that it's dead. Then head over to the Facebook ad library, search up keywords for your product and see how many ad results come up. And if all of these things combined looks low, it's time to run the product. So the first step is going to be to find a product, right? It needs to fit the criteria, help to make someone's life easier, or solve a problem or insecurity. The next thing we want to do is we want to come up with an audience for our product, an avatar. Who are we trying to sell to? Now, here's the thing. Ideally, we create 3 different audiences, okay? Let's say you're selling a healthcare product about getting in shape. The first one can be old people who sit too much inside. Second one can be people who are overweight and need to do something with their life. And the third one can be people who has a New Year's resolution that they're trying to commit to, or people working from home who don't leave their house. The next thing you got to do, and this is so important, is to create different video ads, and we're gonna do X3 for each audience. The way I test audiences is with my videos. So in total, for each product that I'm selling, I'm creating around 9 different video ads. So I'll create 3 videos to audience number 1, 3 videos to audience number 2, and another 3 videos for audience number 3. By doing this, I'm able to test all the demographics I have in my mind, and if none of them work, it means that the product isn't worth it. Now, the 4th step is what actually gives me most of my winning products. And if I'm not doing this, I'm gonna have such a hard time actually popping a winner. This might even be the reason why the majority of you have never found a winning product. And that is that you need to LP, because it's hard to type, you know, you see my hand there, it's impossible. LP means low price, okay? When you are testing your product, I want you to price it a little bit lower than the ideal selling price. Let's say your product selling price is gonna be $49. I recommend you to test it for $39. If you're making sales, you can increase it to 41, 42, and we increase with $1 to $2 every single day until we find our sweet spot. Now, the main reason why I actually price my product so low is because of data, right? And when dropshipping, this is absolutely everything. This is what makes the whole system go around. It's essentially a way to kickstart your advertising accounts, force the first couple of sales to come true, and get an idea of who your audience is. Now, here's the thing. In order for you to be successful with dropshipping, you need all 4 of these on point, okay? So let's say that we have the perfect ad strategy, check. The perfect store, check. The perfect product, but we are horrible at making videos. You are never going to make a single sale, and while you might have the perfect product, be on the perfect marketing time, if all of these 4 don't align and they're not perfectly set up, you're not going to make any money. So what is dropshipping really about, and how do you make it work? Well, It's about eliminating what can be wrong. If you know for a fact that your ad strategy, and by the way, I'm gonna teach you my own ad strategy later in this video. If you know for a fact that you have the best ad strategy, you can simply scratch off that one. You're testing a product, you're wondering why is it not making sales? You can scratch off ad strategy. That's not gonna be confusing you. You know it's good. Now let's say you also know that your creative skills are super good. You know how to make the best video ads possible, so it's definitely not about your videos either. There's only two things that can be wrong, okay? It's either your store or the product. If you're trying everything and people still aren't buying, you feel like you have the perfect store, the perfect ad, trust yourself about that and simply just judge the product, okay? It doesn't work, it's time to move on. Now, if you can eliminate all of this and you know for a fact that it's not your ad strategy, it's not your store, it's not your product, and it's not your videos, then you just have to come to the conclusion that the product doesn't work and you have to move on. So the reason you need all these on point is to not question what's wrong. When a beginner starts dropshipping, he's trying everything because he doesn't know if his store is the problem, if his videos is the problem. But anyways, we already talked about the first part, which is the product. We talked about product research. Let's talk about store design, and let me show you one of my own stores which I have designed using the Beautify theme. All right, so let's head over to my online store right here. Then we're gonna go ahead and click customize. I'm actually still working on the homepage for this one as I'm doing a split test on the page right now. This theme right here, the Beautify, is absolutely crazy. When you first get in, the perfect color scheme is already in place, at least for my product, and it's the perfect theme for a one product store. Now, when I customize my store, I always go with the mobile view. It just makes it a lot easier to deal with. One of the best things about the theme is that you can show the product benefits and features. You can set up so much more too, bundles and everything, but I'm just starting, like split testing this side. You can even remove the add to cart and go straight to checkout too, but I actually don't prefer to do it. You can also set up security badges and everything. But let me show you guys how I have set up my own layout for this store. It's a very typical dropshipping store when you first come into it, but as you can see, you kind of get a branded feeling, right? So in my situation, looking at the whiteboard again, the store is not the issue. The store is absolutely perfect. Scroll down, we see a GIF, we see real people using the product, right? This is not some AliExpress picture, so it instantly gives you trust. You can feel like the customer has received the product before. Then we do a paragraph and a headline, then we do another one showing how the product works. Then we do the same layout, honestly, for a couple of times until we're at the bottom. I also added these ones, which makes the store look really good. The reason this theme is good is because all the crazy customization you can use. You can be as nerdy as you want, but you can also keep it very clean and simple. Then we have real people, real results, and this is going to be key, okay? Because the customer wants to know, what is it going to be like for me receiving the product? So our goal really with this website is to create as much trust as possible, and in my opinion, I think we're doing a pretty good job with it. But here you can see a couple of before and after pictures. The only thing missing now is adding the reviews, but let me show you a couple of things about the themes. If you come into the section here, you can click on the Beautify widgets right here. There's almost 70 different things you can put on. You can put on add to cart animation, you can put on a cart reminder, you can set upsells, you can set bundles, quantity breaks, everything. But you can even click this one, which is skip cart, where you send the customer directly to checkout before even clicking add to cart. But most important of them all is the sticky add to cart. This is a function that makes it so that when you scroll down on the page, if you are making a decision to buy as a customer, when you scroll down the page, the add to cart button follows you so that the customer doesn't have to go all the way up again to add it. This theme all the other ones because it's so specific. You can like customize it however you want. You can make, for example, the scroll depth to a certain percent. So if you put it to, for example, 5, the add to cart is going to get sticky faster than if you, for example, have it at like 18% or something like that. Then we have the announcement bar, which I'm still working on. You can make it sticky. You can put social medias on. You can even have left side saying like Christmas sale now live, and the right side say like claim up to 50% discount on all the products. You can customize that thing a lot. And as you can see, the theme is also super mobile friendly, which is good for me as I like to kind of optimize my stores towards mobile. If you check the results on your ads, you're gonna see that 90% of your customers are coming from mobile. So I always like to just optimize my website for that from the beginning. It's a really easy theme to use. You can honestly go as advanced as you want, but if you need any help while building your store, they also have 24/7 chat support. So of course, I'm gonna hook you guys up. I'm gonna put the Beautify in the description, and you also get 20% off on your first 3 months. All right, so now that you got a winning product following the strategy I taught you on how to find them, something that fits the criteria, solves the problem, makes someone's life easier, and you also have the perfect store up and going, probably using the Beautify. The next logical step would be to talk about the ad strategy. Now, if you're wondering, how do I make viral videos? You can actually just go to TikTok, to Instagram Reels, take other people's video ads, chop them up a little bit, mix it into your own, put a call to action like 50% off sale ending midnight, buy one, get one free, Black Friday sale now live, some text over it, and you can actually just run those as an ad. So just develop very simple CapCut skills, or of course you can go to a website like Viral Ecom Ads and order it too. That's going to be totally up to you. All right, so let me show you the ad strategy. The first thing we do is we come over here to campaigns, then we go ahead and create one. We always aim for sale. I'm just going to show you briefly how I set up the ad set now. You go with manual sales campaign always. It's very simple actually to test products. What is more difficult is testing them. Then I always name the campaign the product name just so I can keep track of it. I go down here, I don't touch any of these things until I come to Advantage Campaign Budget, often referred to as CBO, and I'm gonna give it $20 for each ad set I'm adding. So if you just want like a general good strategy, we're gonna go with $60 a day. That doesn't mean you have to spend 60, you can cut it early if it's not working. Besides that, you can ignore the rest and you can go to the next page. On this page, you just wanna scroll down until you come to the pixel. You wanna go ahead and select your pixel. Then you're gonna come to the conversion event. I want you guys to aim for purchase. I actually haven't set up my pixel fully yet. This is a new account for a new business that I'm starting in Europe. But then you can keep scrolling down. I suggest you guys to schedule your ads to start at midnight. I'm not gonna do it now, but always start your ads at midnight. It makes things easier. Then scroll down to the countries. Here you can choose whatever country you want to target. You can also go worldwide actually. This is a good strategy. I always use it. And then you can exclude all the countries that are not worth advertising to. Just know that it's a little bit of a hassle, okay? Then you come down to the audience, and here I'm gonna give you guys two different options. I usually go with Advantage Plus audience and not even touch it, okay? So this is what you want, but in some cases, if you're very confident that you know who your audience is, you can switch to original audience. Then you can scroll down here and you can start targeting demographics, okay? So if you're selling gifts to parents, you can, for example, search parents in this tab right here, and you can even select specific ages. Over on the side here, you will also see the size. As you can see, this one is 23 million in size, and you want to go for interest with like 10 million to 100 to 200 million, okay? So doing this, we can find a lot of people that's actually relevant to what we're trying to sell to. You can also click the suggestions to find more options of them. But in my opinion, like I told you, it's going to be best to just go completely broad in terms of interest selection when you first start. The placements, I also keep completely broad, so we can actually just skip to the next page. Like I said, it's pretty simple. Then you're going to be led straight into the ad part. What you want to do here is to remove catalog always. You're going to go with manual upload. You're going to click single image or video. Then you want to remove the catalog, which you can do up here on the campaign level. Scroll down, put in the link to your actual website. Then for the media, you're obviously just going to upload your video ads. Once that's done, you can go here on the left and you can click duplicate, and you can duplicate to the amount of videos you have. So you're probably going to have around 2 videos. You can make 2 duplicates just like this. Then you go inside of them one by one. You add your next video, head to the next ad, add the third video. Then as far as for the text, you only need to use the primary text. So that can be free shipping, 50% off. We can do sale ending at midnight. And then for the headline, you can do like the cutest gift ever, something like that. Depends on what you're actually selling. You can also use AI, but that's the entire ad setup I use. I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate the ad set too. I'm going to have 3 copies of the ad set in total. Now, this is not a full Facebook ads guide. I already have that on my channel, but in short, I'm running a $60 CBO with 3 ad sets, and I have 3 different videos under all of them. If that doesn't make sense to you yet, just watch my Facebook ad tutorial and you will learn it all. But make sure you finish this video first, because we're about to go over some insanely valuable things. Okay, so with the strategy that I just taught you on Facebook ads, you're guaranteed to make sales. And if you don't, it means that one of the 4 criteria to actually making sales are not fulfilled, which once again is your ad strategy, your product, your video, and your store. So test like 3 to 5 products with this strategy, and you're going to hit a winner very fast. And I also teach this to 4 to 5 people every single month. So if you want to be a part of my personal one-on-one mentorship, you can send me a message on Instagram right here. The results have been absolutely crazy. We've had people go from 0 to 100K their first month. We've had people replace their 9-to-5 jobs, and so many amazing case studies. So if you want to be a part of it, send me a message on Instagram and we'll try to get you started. So the first things we need to do once the money comes in is number 1, talk to supplier. You always want to make sure you do that to see if you can get a cheaper deal on your product, because if you can, that's going to be a total game changer. Number 2 is going to be to increase the budget on the ads that's already working. You're gonna make more money. And number 3, to test more videos for your products. Don't assume that the first one you hit is the best one. And I'm gonna tell you something no gurus tell you. Click-through rate is the most important metric on Facebook. If you are not getting clicks, nothing else matters. So you want to try to find the perfect video already from the start. Now, there are some common reasons as to why you're not making sales. And it usually comes down to the product, which in most cases don't really add any value to the customer's life. And it doesn't solve a problem at all or help them. Or number 2, it's just simply too saturated. But at the same time, as someone who's brand new, just starting dropshipping, you also don't want to find a product from scratch. So it's good to see that some people are running it and that there is a demand. So let me show you a genius method that I use to take saturated products and completely avoid all the competition. Now for this, I'm using the red and blue ocean concept. So here is you, right? The fisherman, long hair, you never really go to the barber, you're kind of stinky, super long fingernails, never cut them. You're trying to fish in the ocean, right? The only problem is this. You're finding so many fish. All of these weird circles here are fishes, okay? So the red ocean is full of fish, but if we look at the blue one, there's only really 3 fishes that you can catch in it. But here is the thing, okay? In the red one, so many guys are fishing, right? You're currently competing with all of these men to grab the fish. So if we look at this as dropshipping, while the product might be better because it's saturated, more people are selling it, it also makes it so much more competitive. Now, if you look at all of this as an audience, we can see that the red audience is super saturated, right? And that's going to be more money. But here's the thing, you would rather be in your own niche because you're smart, right? So you're fishing now in this one instead. Sure, there might only be 3 fishes here instead of 10, but that's still a lot of money. So the whole concept is that when the market goes one way, you find your own unique way of doing it, okay? So that means that if you're selling a product in the healthcare industry, so that means that the product you sell, you need to be intentional with your marketing, okay? If you're selling a healthcare product and everyone is selling it towards 40-year-old women, why don't you try to sell it as a product towards people who drink too much, who are worried about their health, and you scare them into purchasing? Why don't you try to sell makeup products as a wrinkle remover to old people? You need to look at a product and see, how can I do it different? And by doing that, you're going to capture your own entire market. While it might be a little bit smaller than this one over here, you're getting the entire pie for yourself, and your ad costs are going to be so much lower as you're not competing with anyone. This is the exact concept that has made me a millionaire, okay? And every single one of my students, I put them onto this. Now, there's actually another way to do this as well, and that is with countries. If everyone, which is very common, sells to the USA or the UK, the top 5 countries, what you can do is you can take that saturated product, which, let's get rid of this, that saturated product, which everyone is trying to sell to the US, and you can sell it to Spain, you can sell it to France. By doing this, there's no competition. And if you want to take it even further, you can translate your website, okay? Then you're going to reach that audience on a personal level. They're going to have more trust in you. And if there is any competition, you're going to beat them all. Now, when it comes to the entire operation of making this amount every single month, obviously I have a whole team behind it. And without them, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. I have people working on customer support. I have a full operation manager. And I also have people preventing chargebacks and answering refund requests. But in the beginning, when you're first launching a dropshipping store, you can do everything yourself until you start making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month. But the first thing you should outsource though, once you make money, is customer support, and it's simply not worth your time or energy. Also, when moving tens of thousands of units every single month, I'm also ordering stock into warehouses, big inventories, which can be a very risky move for beginners, and it's simply not needed when you start. You can source with, for example, a software like AutoDS. Okay, so with all of this in place, you are guaranteed to make money with your dropshipping store. I also hope the ad strategy that I taught you is going to help you test your products, because I see many of you are getting this confused. Now remember that this is my first time doing this video concept. It's confusing for me too. I'm trying to use the whiteboard. I'm just trying to really help you guys, but I'm not an expert at it yet. So let me know your feedback in the comments. If you want me to get better with the whiteboard and make more videos with it, let me know in the comments. Click a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.